explained how to have a holiday in Antarctica, and what it will cost. Traveling to Antarctica is not cheap, and no commercial flights operate to the region. Therefore almost all tourists take cruise ships, the majority of which leave from one of the gateway ports in southern South America, such as Ushuaia in Argentina, Punta Arenas in Chile and Montevideo in Uruguay. Reports on the 29th of November claimed that compared to last year, 40% more tourists, numbering about 80,000, are expected to visit Antarctica, the least visited continent in the world. According to the Antarctic Southern Oceans Coalition, ASOC, there has been a growing interest among tourists to visit the continent, with the number of visitors doubling every couple of years, along with the establishment of mass tourism destinations. As per ASOC, the number of yearly visitors to Antarctica in 1996 was at 9,000. Moore explained why New Zealand is trying to breed sheep that would emit less methane. However, there is also concern that tourism, if unchecked, may become unmanageable. Tourists from China, who make up the second largest national group, after the United States, visiting the continent, rose from about 100 in 2005 to about 8,000 in 2017-18, signaling an increasing trend of wealthy individuals looking to travel to offbeat destinations. According to the think tank The Polar Connection, as long as the tourist industry can continue this effective self-regulation, problems should not be posed, and IATO, International Association of Antarctica Tour Operators, insists there is still room for tourist numbers to grow. Climate change and rising powers may alter the current balance, and lead to calls for change in the largest source of visitors to the Antarctic, who regulates tourism in Antarctica. Tourism in Antarctica started around the 1950s, starting out with a few hundred visitors annually to over 38,000 per year in 2015 to 2016. All human activities on the continent are regulated by the Antarctic Treaty, which was signed in 1960. Working within the mechanism of this treaty is the International Association of Antarctica Tour Operators, IATO, a body which was founded in 1991 by 7 tour operators to promote safe and environmentally responsible travel in Antarctica. A man poses for a photo while traveling across Antarctica on Wednesday, the 26th of December, 2018, Colin O'Brady via AP. According to IATO, 100 companies from countries such as Belgium, Italy, France, Canada, and Chile among others are members today. Not all tour operators are, however, members of IATO, even though all tours aboard commercial passenger vessels are operated by IATO members. The association claims that since tourism in the continent started over 4 decades ago, there has been virtually no discernible impact on the environment. How much does it cost to go to Antarctica? Tourists are allowed into the continent during the Antarctic summer, which is the period between November and March. Traveling to Antarctica is not cheap, and no commercial flights operate to the region. Therefore almost all tourists take cruise ships, the majority of which leave from one of the gateway ports in southern South America, such as Ushuaia in Argentina, Punta Arenas in Chile and Montevideo in Uruguay. Fewer cruises may operate to the Ross Sea side of the continent and depart from Hobart, Australia, or Lyttelton or Bluff in New Zealand. According to Lonely Planet, a 10-day cruise to Antarctica can cost up to $4,500, 3.23 lakh rupees, per person, and the cost for 20-day voyages can go up to $12,750, 9.15 lakh rupees. This does not include the cost of flight tickets to the boarding point for the cruise. Antarctica glaciers melting, Antarctica losing ice, NASA Antarctica study, NASA Antarctica melting glaciers, Totten Glacier. The ice melt from Antarctica likely contributed to sea level rises. Alternatively, some tourists can choose to fly to the Chilean base of Frey Station located on the South Shetland Islands and board a cruise to Antarctica directly from here. The upper limit of the cost to Antarctica can range from anywhere between $40,000 to $70,000, 29 lakh rupees to 50 lakh rupees approximately. How has Antarctica been changing? In September, a report on oceans released by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, said that between 2006 and 2015, the Antarctic ice sheet lost about 155 billion tons of mass on average every year. This ice melt from Antarctica likely contributed to sea level rises. According to the Australian government's Department of Environment and Energy, humans have been travelling to Antarctica for over 100 years now, and some of the activities they have been undertaking include harvesting some Antarctic species to the verge of extinction, and contaminating the soil and discharging sewage into the sea. The main sources of environmental damage to the continent include planet-wide impacts such as global warming, ozone layer depletion, impacts of fishing, only large-scale commercial resource harvest currently undertaken in the region, and hunting for whales and seals in the early 19th century, and lastly, the impact of visitors which include scientists and tourists. Antarctica, NASA, Antarctic ice melting, global warming, world news, Indian Express News. This 2016 photo provided by NASA shows the Jet's ice shelf from 2016's Operation Icebridge in Antarctica. Jeremy Harbeck, NASA via AP, while IAATO maintains that the tourism conducted under its banner has virtually no environmental impact on the region. The IAATO rules and guidelines are not mandatory or binding. In recent years, there has been a concern about the impact that tourism and other human activities are having on the continent. In June 2019, a study published in Antarctic Science said that the world's second largest colony of emperor penguins at Halley Bay has suffered an almost complete failure in breeding for 3 years since 2015. Please save trees and nature. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Explained, how to have a holiday in Antarctica.